This has not changed my way of thinking about these questions, even though now we have graphs and we have multiple graphs and they're in the choices. It doesn't matter. All I see are points and equations. Normally, these questions are set up so that we have one equation, we have one graph, and then we have multiple equations. This one is just reversing it, but it's all points and equations, right? We have an equation here, we've got points in multiple types of graphs, so let's see what's up. What I would do here is I'd almost pick a point kind of to start things off that I know is going to be easy to spot. So that's always y-intercepts. I just like that point. So we're going to say what happens when x is 0. So if x is 0, then you should know the properties of 0 when they pertain to exponents, right? 0, anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So basically that means this whole piece, 1.5 to 0, gets knocked out because it's 1. And then 2 times 1 is still 2. So when x is 0, y is 2. So now I'm just going to go down the line. Anything where the y-intercept isn't 2 is gone. So A can still be good. B is gone, right? So I'm looking for that point. It's not there. C is gone. I'm looking for this point. It's not there. But D also works, right? So there you go. And again, doesn't surprise me. This happens a lot. It's just part of the process, but it's why we don't just stop when we get the first thing that works. We need to keep going. So let's keep going. Let's choose another easy number. What happens if x is 1? And I can see that if I look at choice A, 1, 4 is the point for that. And then if I go back down to choice D, 1, 3 is the point for that. But rather than think about like the behavior of exponential curves, I'm just picking a point that I know is different and testing it out. So what happens when I put in 1? Let's see. 2 times 1.5 to the first is just 2 times 1.5, which is 3. So this fails. This works. I'm done. I've eliminated everything, right? So yes, there are other points, right? It continues to go up and you can kind of even go negative here. Something is happening there. I'm sure it's interesting if you're a mathematician, but it's not interesting to me. I had 2 points that got me down to one answer and I'm done. Again, this is a 45-second question. If plug points into equations is the first thing on your mind, is you notice they gave you an equation. You're thinking it would be great if you had points to plug in. You notice they gave you graphs, which are just collections of points, and just pick some lazy ones and see what happens. And don't try to overthink it and be like, okay, I need to pick the perfect point so that I get down to one right answer right away. Don't worry about that. 0 takes 2 seconds. It's fine to get down to 2 and then, winnow your way from there. Just pick something easy, see how it works, and then you can adjust to deal with any complications that arise. This is the kind of question that should, again, take very little time. You should be getting right every single time and getting it right very, very confidently.